right? You will notice that once it's relaxed, you start to feel soft tissue, and then you start to feel juices coming out. Aha, then you know that, yeah, she's cool, she's fine. And then, of course, our tone will let you know. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time on this channel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your likes, your subscribing. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate you guys, okay? All right, now today's video is one that I did not plan to record. I had other plans. In the last video, I mentioned that I'll be recording a different video, the best foreplay in your marriage. I am still going to post that, don't worry. But today's video is kind of very urgent because I got some messages over this weekend actually, from several people. And if you follow me on Instagram, you must have seen my stories of me ranting about this particular issue. And I think that it is high time we come back and address this. Now, this video is for you or somebody that you know who is struggling with intimacy. And I know that for a lot of Africans, it's hard because I also just found out that one of my closest friends had, some struggles, and for some reason, it's a difficult thing for you to open up to people, about. So this is a video for you. If you will be getting married soon and you've been celibate, or you're a virgin, or you plan on waiting before marriage, this might be really helpful for you. Or if you're a partner of someone who is having intimacy issues, or, this will definitely be helpful for you. So I'm just going to read out some of the messages that I got this week that made me feel like this is very, very necessary, or it is very, very necessary that we have this conversation, right? Right. So the lady reached out to me. She said, "Good evening, ma'am." She said, "I got married last year, December." She mentioned the date, but I'm not going to mention the date here. "Since then till now, my husband has not been able to penetrate. Please help me." Now, she sent this on Sunday, which was just a couple of days ago, and it's been over a month now since she got married, and she and her husband, they have not been able to penetrate. They have not been able to have intimacy or have sex, penetrative intimacy in their marriage. And then when I posted on social media, somebody else sent me a message, and this one, blew my mind. She said, "A year later, and we have tried everything. We went to a gynecologist, and he referred me to a psychologist, who also referred me to a physiotherapist. Mentally, this has been the most exhausting experience." And then another person reached out to me. She said, "By next month, I'll be married for 2 years. I came across your channel about 4 or 5 years ago, and that has prepared me to an extent. But to be honest, I still do not enjoy penetration. We have tried everything, and I mean we have tried. At some point, I gave up. My husband would feel guilty and will still want to try other styles because I obviously wasn't enjoying it. But I won't give up though. Thank you for not giving up." And I had several other messages like that of people who were talking about how intimacy is so difficult for them in their marriage. And I have shared my own experience, how for 1 year in my marriage, I wasn't really enjoying sex in my marriage, right? Because of pain, right? Now, it is very important that I address the fact that there is penetrative pain, right? And there is internal pain when it comes to intimacy. So it depends on what your problem is or what the issue is. But for majority of these women, it is penetrative pain. If it's internal pain, you might want to go and see a gynecologist. It could be, a sign that you have ovarian cyst. It could be that, you have fibroids. It could be anything. There are a number of things that causes internal pelvic pain, during intimacy. So that's an aside. But for a number of these women, it's, what we call vulvodynia. And for some others, it is vaginismus. For some others, it's dyspareunia. So it could be anything, it could fall among any of these categories, and that's when penetration is difficult when it comes to intimacy. I've worked with people in the last 4 to 5 years who have had similar situations, and we've had one-on-one sessions, and for a number of them there has been really good success. They're enjoying their sex life now in marriage. I'm just going to share a few of the things that I always advise that you do. Now, for some of these things might be unconventional for a number of you, maybe because you're Christians and you're conservative. I know, because I was that person, right? But I need you to be open-minded. See, sex is a gift that God gave to us for us to enjoy in our marriage. It is not something that should be endured. It is not something that should be causing you tremendous amount of pain. So it is very important that whatever this is dealt with, and you guys try anything, well, not anything, but you try everything that is possible for you to be able to enjoy. And when it comes to issues like this, it is very essential that the two of you are open-minded when it comes to intimacy, right? So those are some of the things that I have worked with people. I've done a research on dyspareunia, on vaginismus with couples, and they have also shared with me some of the things that help them. And these are some of the things that we'll be talking about in this video, okay? Now, the first advice that I always give to the ladies who are passing through this is that you have to be patient. And this goes for both you and your spouse. When it comes to, dysvirgining a woman, particularly a woman. Now, one thing you need to understand, particularly for the men, is that I know some of you might want to, you be frustrated and tiring, which to an extent is understandable, right? I know it can be very frustrating when you're trying and it's not just working, right? One thing you need to understand is your woman is not the problem. The woman's body is very, very complicated. And maybe she's not the first virgin you have been with, or maybe the other person didn't have this issue. It doesn't mean that she's broken or something is wrong with her. When it comes to the hymen in a woman, it is different for every woman. For some women, the hymen is different. It has like dots inside. It might be easier for you to break through because there are pockets, around it. For some women, there's just one tiny hole that is there. And for some women, the hymen is completely sealed up, right? So the shape, the design of the hymen, everything is different. Even the thickness of the hymen, it differs from woman to woman. And the thicker it is and the less, punctures there are in the hymen, the more difficult it is for a man to be able to break through, particularly if the hymen is totally sealed, right? So because it is easier for one person doesn't mean that it's going to be easier for the other person. And that's why I don't like it when I talk about subjects like this and people come to my comment section and say, oh no, it's in your head. Oh no, it's not as easier. Because it was easy for you doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for the other party, right? So that's definitely something you need to understand. Now, there's a different condition that is the vaginismus, where once anything is about to enter into the vagina, the walls, it tenses up. The pelvic walls, the vaginal walls, they get tensed and it is difficult for you to break through, right? Now, that does have some mental factors, but also it is a condition. It's not something that can be controlled. Well, it can be controlled, but it will take patience, and a lot of, patience, to be honest, for you to be able to get through to that, right? Which we'll get to. But the first thing I always advise is that don't rush it. Don't try to force yourself. You will end up injuring yourself. You will end up having a bad experience. And for some people, they end up being traumatized and they never want to have intimacy again because of the trauma of the first time. So it is important that you try as much as possible to be patient. It is not a rat race. This is something you will enjoy for the rest of your life. So try as much as possible not to impose on your partner. Understand that this is her body and this is actual pain that she is going through. So it is important that you, and even you as the woman, don't put yourself under so much pressure. Allow your body. Sometimes it's not in your control. You have to give this is something that you probably you've not done for 20 years, or for some people 25 to 30 years, and all of a sudden you expect your body to just be okay with it. No. And one thing you need to understand is that there are certain things, or what they call it, cells in the vagina that is there to fight any intruder. That's what they do. So just like your eyes, when you're about to when someone's about to point something to your eyes, or if a fly is about to enter into your eyes, there's a reflex that happens. So that is what happens when your body is not used to intimacy and you're about to introduce it to it. So you have to be patient. You cannot escape it. For some people, it takes a while. For me, the hymen did not break the first time. It did not break the second time, right? I think it was the third time that I started. The first time I bled a little, the second time I bled a little, the third time I spotted and all of that. And then that it is breaking gradually, even with full penetration, right? So that's one thing you definitely need to know, that it is a waiting game. Now, the second thing that I would say is that for the man is that one thing that is so important is reassurance, right? The last thing you want your woman to be feeling is pressure. Oh, my husband is not satisfied. Oh, what if he start looking outside? Oh, this and that. You have to make sure. And that's one thing that my husband did that was so helpful to me. Every time he reassured me, it's okay. We don't have to go again. We don't have to try again. Once you're tired, let us take a break. It's your body. I don't want you to get bruised, because let me tell you something. If you force it in, and you guys, whatever, she will get bruised down there. And when she does, forget about sex for the next few days or even a week, because you have to allow her to heal before, unless you are a higher killer, right? You have to allow her to heal down there before you go again. So in order to avoid bruising, it is very important that you take things slowly and you reassure her. Just let her know that we are going to do this for the rest of our life. Whatever it takes for us to, get there, we will. So don't put yourself under pressure. I am not under pressure. We'll be fine. The next thing I always also advise is that sex is not penetration. Repeat after me. Sex is not penetration. I've said this before. I've done videos about this to let you know that sex is a process. Penetration is part of the process. Orgasm is getting to the peak of the destination, right? Sex starts from the romance. It starts from, touching yourselves. It starts from kissing yourselves. It starts from a lot of other process before it leads to penetration and before it leads to, orgasm and the rest of it, right? Even after sex, it's still sex. When you hold each other, when you talk about it, when you, tell each other how much you love it, that is still a part of sex. But many of us, in our mind, whenever we hear sex, the only thing that comes to our head is penetration. But it is not just penetration. Yeah, maybe I should put just there. It is not just penetration. The act of, you can have sex with your partner without having penetration. You can have intimacy without penetration. All you have to do is just, be with each other, enjoy each other. And you don't need the, getting in for you to get orgasm, right? So make sure that there are a lot of ways that you guys can enjoy intimacy in your marriage. You're just getting started. It's your wedding. You just got married. Explore your bodies. In short, let me tell you something. That the aspect of you, I don't know if it was Miriam, one of the ladies I interviewed when I was doing Unashamed with Victoria Fash, who had issues with this, talked about the fact that they couldn't have intimacy for months, but that month they built so much closeness in their marriage because they were exploring other things. They were doing other things to themselves. They were, enjoying touching themselves, kissing, exploring their bodies. Some people, if you are into oral sex, why not? I've said it before. It's your marriage bed. The marriage bed is on the fire. Whatever you do with your partner in your marriage bed is between the two of you and God. Nobody really cares, right? So as long as it's just the two of you. Anyways, so they explored themselves. They found their original spot. It was so amazing for them. And they built so much closeness without the penetration. So sex is not just about penetration, right? So look for other ways for you guys to enjoy yourself in your marriage whilst you get the penetration, because penetration is an important aspect of sex, right? It's not just about penetration, right? So it is important that you get there. But look for other ways to explore your bodies before that happens, right? So it is and I'm laying the background work because this is very, very essential. And you as the woman, if you feel like you are getting pressured, or you feel you're not satisfying him, there are other ways to satisfy your man. My sister, there are other organs that God has given to you. Use them to please your partner whilst you guys are trying to get the promised land ready for to climb. Anyways, so let us get into the nitty-gritty, right? And the fact is that the first thing you need to do when you guys are exploring your bodies, you are, going through the journey of intimacy, right? It is very important that, like I said, you take things slow. You start with, your fingers. Use your fingers to start. Don't go in with the machine, right? Because first of all, for a person who hasn't done it before, there might be a lot of resistance, there might be fear, there are mental factors that also has to do with that. So don't just go in with yourself, right? Start again. Exploring is very, very important. And when you have explored, when you see that she's at that point where she's really into it, go in with your fingers. Start with your fingers. Start with the small part of your fingers. Try to, if she feels pain, take it out. Go, kiss her again. Go through the romance again. When she's relaxed again, go in there again, right? And try as much as possible. Let her get comfortable with just one, right? One finger, and I know, please, this is people that are having issues with their marriage. If you're a child in this video, better get out now. This video is not for you, okay? Right? Where were we? Yeah. So when you get in there with your finger, go around with it, let it, circulate, and you will know if she's tense, because the moment it goes in, the first thing you will notice is it tights, right? It tightens on your finger, whichever one you're using, right? You will feel it tense, but just gently as you're doing that, you figured out what her original spot is, whether it's her neck, whether it's her ears, whether it's her boobs, whatever it is. Make sure that you are also, using your other Make sure that you're also stimulating those parts to make her feel comfortable. And whilst you're doing that, let her know it's okay. If you want me to stop, I can stop. If you want me to, just make sure that you're also communicating through it. Tell her how beautiful she is. Tell her, how great what you are doing makes you feel, and all of that. It makes her to be comfortable and all of that, right? So whilst that is going on, right, again, make sure that you're using your hand to go around her, to go around until you start to feel that tightness you feel. It will start to relax a little bit, and you will know when it is relaxed. And when you've gone round and you can see that it's relaxed, then start inserting and coming out, right? Again, please, this is why I like to have this class one-on-one in a confined space, because this video is not for children. Pico, please. Okay, right now, when you've gone round, you take out, and then you start to go in the trusting position with the finger, right? You trust, you go around, you trust, you go around, you trust, you go out. When she is comfortable with that, switch the finger, switch to a bigger finger, a larger finger, a fatter finger, whatever it is, try again. If she resists, if it's too much for her, bring it out, go back to the last finger. Again, I know it feels like a lot of work, but trust me, you are laying the groundwork for a lot of enjoyments that you have. Trust me, right? And please make sure that before you even put in your fingers, wash your hands. Please wash your hands. Our hands carries a lot of germs, and right, the vagina area is a very sensitive area. The last thing you want is for her to have an infection. So please make sure that your hands are cleaned, and then use a water-based lubricant on your finger before you go in. You can use it on your finger, or you can use it on her vulva before you go in. Very, very essential, right? Now, when you do that, you switch the finger to a bigger one. Again, you go around. When you feel that it's no longer so tense, and you will feel it, because it will be, don't ask me how I know this, because my husband told me that, right? You will notice that once it's relaxed, you will start to feel soft tissue. And then you start to feel juices coming out. Then you know that, yeah, she's cool, she's fine. And then, of course, our tone will let you know that she's cool, okay? You start to know when she's fine. And once that is done, then, give her a rest. Don't go again that night. Leave it alone. Tomorrow morning, you start again, or maybe leave penetration, go to other parts of intimacy, whatever you guys do, to get yourself to orgasm, do that and go to sleep. The next day, whenever you guys are free to have it again, you go again. Start with the finger you started with. Go again with what we just practiced the day before. Once she's comfortable, go with 2 fingers. Go with 2 fingers. And yeah, and do the same thing. Round, insert, trusting, round, insert, trusting. Remember, wash your hands and lubricate your hands. Very important. Lubricate your hands, lubricate our vagina before you get in. Go round, go in and out, and make sure that she's fine. Now, if she's able to take 2, unless, of course, you are very gifted, right? If she's able to take 2, she's able to take the tip. Remember, we are going gradually, right? Once she's able to take 2, you guys are cool. If you can go that night again, try and introduce your partner to her. Be your partner, no. Introduce the penis to her, but before you do, make sure that it's the tip. Don't go in. Don't just enter like that. Again, remember, yeah. So she's not used to this, right? So start with the tip, right? With the tip, just a little bit. If that's all she can take, ask her, is it too much? Am I going too fast? If she says it's okay, it's okay. Stay there. Stay like that. And go round, the same thing you did with your finger. Go around with it. Come out and in, trusting. Go around, come out and in, trusting. And you know what happens? The moment you continue to trust in, little by little, it's just a tip going in. Remember, you go in little by little. Once you start to feel that she's relaxed, it's softer in there. The juices are coming out. She's relaxed. You can feel it. You go in a little bit in. Again, she will most likely tense up again. Relax, go around, go in and out, go in and out. When you feel that she's relaxed, you go in a little bit again. That is what you do. That is how you help her, right? It is very essential. And this is for people who, they have pain, they have ovodynia and all of that. It is very, very essential that you go slowly. All of this, it's a patient game. For some people, they can achieve all of this within a day or 2. For some people, it might be a week. For some people, you will be on one finger for like 1 week. It's okay. You will enjoy this thing for the rest of your life. Enjoy yourself. Explore your bodies. Don't be in a hurry, right? Right, so whatever it takes, make sure that the circular motion, the thrusting motion, the circular motion, the thrusting motion, if you feel that she's dry, come out, put lubricant in your hand again, and go back in, wash your hand, okay? Right, so that is very, very essential. Now, there are people who have vaginismus that this is totally different. The vaginal wall closes. It doesn't allow entrance, or it is hard for you to break through because the hymen is too thick. Now, for these people, like the lady, that reached out to me, if you have tried all of this and it's still not working, you might want to go and see a physiotherapist. Now, before you do that, you might also want to try pelvic exercise, right? We talk about Kegel exercises, which is good, but pelvic exercise also helps you to, I will share a link that someone shared with me when I shared the poll on Instagram, right? There's a lady that I think she called the vaginal lady or something like that on Instagram. She does a lot of pelvic exercises to help you to relax the pelvic muscles. You might also want to try that and see if that helps. So even whilst you guys are doing all the ones I've spoken about, when you guys are done with round 1 or day 1, the lady, go and do some pelvic exercises, so that the next day it might be easy for you guys. Make sure you try that. Now, if you have tried all of this and it's still not working for you, the other thing that I would advise is you try to get a dilator. Yeah, a dilator is a medical device that is specifically for women that are having, specifically for women with dyspareunia or who have vaginismus. It is a medical device that helps to introduce pleasure to the. It is not a vibrator. Dilator is different from a vibrator, right? Right. So when you get that device, there's a manual. I can share a link here on how to use a dilator. Once you introduce that to yourself, you might take you about a week or a month for you to get used to it. It comes in different sizes. You start with the little one. Once you feel like your body is good with the little one, you go with a bigger one, and the two of you can do it together whilst you're having intimacy. Your partner, as the man, you can help her. You can both, do that together. I know that it can be frustrating, but trust me, the moment she's able to get through this phase, trust me, she's good, right? She's good. You guys can enjoy yourself forever. But this is definitely a way for you to help her. So whilst you guys are having intimacy, introduce the dilator when it gets to, a nice point. If you're able to use your finger, take it out. Go for a bigger size of a dilator because your finger can be, there's a size that your finger cannot go more than, right? You can get a bigger size of the dilator before you then introduce the penis, especially if, you are endowed. Yeah. But yeah, so you can use the dilator. That has really helped a number of people that I've spoken with. That really changed the game for them, particularly those that it was no penetration at all, no finger, no nothing could go in. The dilator helps them. Another major cause of, vulvodynia or vaginismus is because the wall of the vagina is just too tense. Apart from the dilators, another thing you can use is clitoris stimulators, like a little, vibrating machine that helps to stimulate the clit, right? That you guys can incorporate when it comes to your sexual activity in your marriage. Not a vibrator, not a dildo. Sorry, not dildo, not vibrator. Not a dildo, not anything that can replace your partner. No, that's not what I'm talking about, right? But I'm talking about, there are little devices that helps to stimulate the clitoris, right? That helps your body, your muscles to relax very well, right? That might be so helpful. That was a game changer for one of the ladies that I spoke to. It helped her she was so relaxed. When the husband even got in, she didn't know, right? Because again, it does have to do with there are mental factors, psychological, not mental. Why do I say mental? Psychological factors. So once your mind is in cloud 9, you don't even know where the thing has entered, right? So yeah, that really helps. So you guys might want to look into that. Don't be rigid in your approach. Don't be rigid, guys. Don't be insecure. Oh, why would she use a dilator? Oh, you are not helping yourself. You're not helping her, right? If you want to help her, let her get the help that she needs. If you go to a physiotherapist, they will recommend a dilator for you, right? If you go to a psychologist, they will recommend a dilator. They will recommend, some of these vibrators to you to help you to stimulate the clit, to help you to relax the muscles of the vagina. It's very important, and that has changed the game for a number of people. But whatever you do, whether it's dilator you are using, whether it's the finger, make sure that you use lubricant. Lubricate every equipment. Lubricant changes the game when it comes to, intimacy. intimacy, and always go for water-based lubricant for the health of your vagina. It's very, very, very important, right? So let me see if there's any other thing. All right, I just wanted to add here that I know this might sound like a cliche, but please pray about it. It is so important. This helped me. Oh, see, the Holy Spirit is not just limited to teaching you things about the Bible or whatever. The Holy Spirit is there to help you in a lot of ways. He's going to give you wisdom that you don't even know existed. Remember, sex is a gift from God. God created sex. God has the manual for sex with him. So please, in all you do, pray about it. Ask God to help you. I can't count how many times I asked God, I'm in pain, I don't feel this, help me. And the next session is great, right? Always pray about it. Always ask for the Holy Spirit to help you, to guide you, to give you wisdom, to inspire your husband, to help you to understand your body. Prayer is very, very essential. If I say all of this and I don't add this, I will be lying to you, because this was something that really worked for me. God is there to help you in every aspect of your life, and he wants you to have a good marriage, to enjoy your sex life. So please make sure that you also pray. Okay, let's get back to the video. Thanks. But remember, it is not a rat race, right? When you are tired, stop, go again another day. You don't have to finish everything in one day, right? So those are the things that I know have helped. And if you need to discuss this with your partner, if you need to share this video with them, please do. I am begging you, if it's your wife that is sharing this with you, be open-minded. It's not going to replace you. It's not a dildo that she's buying. It's just something to help the two of you. At the end of the day, this is for the enjoyment of the two of you. So be open-minded. And again, try to change positions, right? I used to be so scared when, I think my first few weeks of having intimacy, of living underneath. I've said it here before. I just couldn't, for some reason, I felt like coming on top would make him do weird things. I don't know why I felt that way, but I know that I definitely did feel that way. I was so terrified of coming on top, but I realized that when you're on top, you're able to control a lot of things. You can pull up if you feel like it's too deep. You can go down, you can relax, you can control where his stuff is touching, you can control the pace, you can control a lot of things when you are the one above, particularly when you're just starting. So I would definitely recommend that you live underneath and you go above, because that way you are in control. And if you feel like your partner will get too excited, you can use your hand to hold it. Don't go and break it though. Well, you go, brother, calm down. Again, you are in control because there's nothing pinning you down, right? So yeah, change positions. That'll be helpful. Some people would say, going through from behind, not through the anus. That's not what I'm saying. Like using the doggy style. I hate that name, but whatever it is, helps them. I don't know. Maybe it did for you. Let me know if that helped you guys. But for me, no. For me, oh. But some people they say that, doing that style from the back makes it easier, because I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it. But during my first year, I could not even try it, because I did try it once, and it just was wrong. The pain was just unimaginable. But when I started getting used to it, it was easier to, change style and do whatever you want, right? So that's it's very important that you find a style that suits you and that is comfortable for you. You don't have to explore everything when you're just trying. Find the one that works. Get used to, penetration before you then start to try every other thing, right? For some people, it might be sideways that works, because then you can also stimulate yourself whilst your husband is, going in and out, penetrating. That also helped me tremendously. For some people, your husband might need to put a pillow behind your back, and try different things, try whatever works for you. But when you find what works for you, stick with it until you are comfortable before you try something else, so you don't traumatize yourself, right? But yeah, these are the things that I have. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any tips, anything that can help, these women, in the comment section, I'm sure they will be so grateful, to read from you guys. So please leave your comments. But this is where we end the video for today. I need to get back to work. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Did you have the same problem? What helped you? Yeah. All right. Until we meet again, I still remain Victoria Idelifash. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have an amazing week. Okay. Bye. Mwah. Bye, guys.